All right, let's dive into something called the Nexus AI Suite. Now, its creators are making a pretty huge claim that this isn't just a new piece of tech, but the future of how we interact with, well, everything: our computers, our world, maybe even our own ideas. So let's break down what that actually means. So, right out of the gate, they hit you with this, and you gotta notice the wording here. It doesn't say a better interaction, it says the future of interaction. That's not just a small upgrade, that's them claiming this is a total game changer. So, what does this future they're talking about really look like? The core idea here is that AI is evolving. It's moving beyond just being, a fancy search engine you can talk to. The vision is to completely transform it from a tool that just reacts to your questions into a proactive partner that's involved in everything you do. This is how they define it: a single unified platform where your ideas become reality. Let's just unpack that for a second. Unified, that's a big one. It means no more jumping between a dozen different apps to get something done. And ideas become reality. That tells you right away this is about more than just looking up information. It's about actually making stuff. So what's the engine driving this whole thing? They call it a collaborative assistant. And that word collaborative is really the key. It's not just about assisting you, it's about collaborating with you. That means it's designed to understand not just what you say, but the whole context of your world, what you're looking at, what you're working on, and what you're ultimately trying to achieve. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But it brings up the most obvious question: what can it actually do? I mean, how is this really any different from the voice assistants we already have on our phones and in our homes? And this is where things start to get really interesting. See, understanding words, that's kind of standard for AI now. But look at the other core skills: analyzing images and searching the web in real time. It's the combination of all these things that's so powerful. It's not just listening, it's seeing your world and connecting it to all the live info on the internet all at once. This slide really just nails the difference. Most of the AI we use today is a conversation. You ask, it answers. It's a simple back and forth. The goal here is a true collaboration. The AI isn't just responding to you, it's interacting with your environment right alongside you, almost like a human partner would. So, if the AI can truly understand your world, what's the next logical step? Well, according to this concept, it's helping you create within that world. And that's the big shift, from a passive assistant to an active, creative co-pilot. And this phrase, the power to edit your reality, is probably the most ambitious claim of them all. It suggests a future where the line between what's physically in front of you and what's digitally possible just starts to completely blur, all through the lens of your device. And here's what that editing actually looks like in practice. Just take a look at the range here. It is not a one-trick pony. We're talking tools for interior design, for virtual fashion try-ons, for real-time art generation. But then it also includes super practical stuff like editing video, or even an AI that analyzes what's on your screen to help you work. The real takeaway is the sheer breadth. It's trying to be a toolkit for, well, everything. I know, Creative Copilot can sound a little abstract, so let's ground this whole idea with a simple, really practical example they give: a recipe by photo function. The process sounds dead simple. You point your camera, you get the info. But just think for a second about what's happening under the hood. In one seamless action, the AI has to do complex image recognition, search a massive database for the right recipe, and pull nutritional data. This one simple feature is actually a perfect example of that unified platform idea in action. So, let's zoom back out from the specific features for a moment. We've seen the assistant that understands the world and the co-pilot that can create in it. So what's the big idea that ties this all together? It all boils down to one word: integration. Think about it like the first smartphones. Before them, you had a separate camera, an MP3 player, a GPS device. The magic of the smartphone was unifying them into one thing. This concept is applying that exact same logic to AI tools, combining them all into one seamless interface. And that leads to their final argument. They aren't just pitching an app here, they're pitching what they call a glimpse into the next generation of AI. The big bet they're making is that the future of AI isn't just a smarter chatbot, but a whole suite of tools that all work together, totally aware of your immediate, real-world context. And that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? Is this fusion of seeing, understanding, and creating all happening in one place what the next generation of AI is really going to be? Not just a tool that answers our questions, but one that actively helps us edit reality itself? That's the powerful idea at the very heart of the Nexus AI Suite.